We say we love, we say we love. We gave it all, we gave it all. We say we love, we say we love. But we were just innocent until something better came along.
Welcome back, Right Quote Studio. Today we have got two fine gentlemen in from Risk Placement Services, otherwise known as RPS. We've got Tony Hill and Mike Gallagher. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thanks so much.
You made a little trip down from Denver, and how was traffic on that nice new interstate that's been freshly redone?
Just lovely.
Lovely.
So let's get right to it today. I know we want to talk about what an E&S carrier is and how are you guys different from a standard carrier. So let's hop right into that.
Sure. I'll take that one. The E&S carrier is different from a standard carrier in that they will accept more risks. They will underwrite more risks. So, for example, landscape company maybe will just do just a landscape gardening, but then they want to do snow removal.
Yeah, I like this example.
That's a great
Feels
example.
close to
Just
home.
an example. So that's where that E&S carrier, a lot of your admitted carriers like the Hartfords of the world, the Travelers of the world, the State Farm, the American Families, they just want just those landscapers, just those who just do landscaping. They don't want those who do snow removal. They don't want those who maybe prune the trees.
Arborists.
That's where an E&S carrier will come into play.
I like this. This is really helpful too because we have had some small businesses here in the Colorado Springs area, across the U.S. as well, where we have found that, you know, when you're not working with a broker, there is obviously a huge chance there that some of those T's haven't been crossed and I's dotted. So for instance, we have had, you know, some of our clients who, you know, yes, their policy may have been less expensive. However, it didn't necessarily cover in all of those correct areas. And of course, then when you have to file a claim and find that out, that's the lousy way to find it out. So Right Quote is obviously working to try to keep things very transparent, but also to make sure that you have the right policy for all of those different services that you provide.
Right. When I think of E&S, I like to tell people, think about flexibility. We have the ability to add coverages that maybe a standard admitted carrier isn't comfortable adding. We underwrite to every single specific risk to make sure that, you know, for example, the traditional E&S risk that we hear of is, you know, the caterer that also operates a fireworks stand. It's the weird, it's you know, very different than what we typically see, but we have the ability to say, okay, we can underwrite the caterer, we can underwrite the fireworks stand, we can combine this onto one policy and make it really easy for the customer. So I just like to think of flexibility when I think of E&S.
I love that.
Yes.
That's a great example, Mike. Thank you. Because I think, too, for anybody who's watching, you know, we've got a variety of, you know, our P&C clients as well as fellow agents and brokers. And so I think it is really helpful to kind of give those extreme examples because also that is small business.
Right.
I feel like you've got kind of one foot in one door and then, you know, you get some really creative ideas and suddenly you open another door.
Exactly.
And so sometimes those entrepreneurs, especially in Colorado, as well as what we experienced in Minnesota and the Midwest too, is you've got multiple passions and that's great. So I think E&S. So while we're talking about some of those different businesses and things like that, what industries do you feel like you're most competitive with? That would be really helpful, I think, for the audience watching.
Yeah, I think just off the bat, contracting in general is an area where we tend to be very competitive. And again, it goes back to being able to underwrite to different exposures. And so you have contractors who are picking up new trades every year or every 6 months or whenever they're asked.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we have the ability to either midterm add something to a policy, allow them to still have coverage and still be able to operate their business and make money the way that they want to. So contracting and specifically roofing, it's a big area.
Yeah, roofing's a big one.
We find a lot of success. general contractors doing either custom home builds, or we can even do the tract home type builders as well. And then anything down to small trade contractors who maybe are an owner-only plumber or HVAC contractor, painter. And we'll help you get, if you are working for a sub or a GC in this case, we'll help you with those insurance requirements and make sure that we can meet all those needs as well. So
that's awesome.
That's a big area.
Awesome.
Tree trimming and landscaping, we kind of touched on that a little bit. And then really anything that's weird. We like to see.
You do like the weird stuff, yes.
Another benefit is it's our job not to say no. It's our job to find something.
Correct.
Find an insurance company, really marry an insurance company that have an appetite for the insurance business, and at a price and coverage that works for the insured. And so that's we're typically a lot of folks' last stop, and so it's our job to say no, or to not say no rather, and find something and really come through for them.
And I would say 99% of the time you find something that's actually worth selling. And that's what I like. That's what I like about the E&S market, is because a lot of times what do we hear? We hear from the underwriters and they say no, that's not in our appetite. No. We hear no more than we hear yes. When we come to you guys, I would say it's the opposite. You're like, we can do that, we can do that, we can do that, we can do that. It just comes at this price. Sometimes the price is actually really stinking good. Right? We want to know. You got to be transparent. That's what I've learned in the E&S, because they will find you online. They will find you if you're any part of public domains. They're going to find you, and then the underwriter is going to say, hey, I know that you said they only do roofing, but I noticed that I saw a picture of them doing this project where they're up 15 feet on this other project. And the tree guy, where he's like, I don't go up off the ground at all, ever. And then literally on his website, it shows the guy way up in the air, cutting this thing off with ropes and all kinds of things. I'm like, hey, yeah, I don't do that anymore. Stop. That's what we hear. Right. We don't do that anymore. And I'm like, well, then update your website, update everything that you do, because here's what I'm telling you. I'm speaking to all you out there in Facebook land and YouTube land that be transparent. It's only going to save you. More is more in this case. Exactly, I'm just telling you.
And it prevents us from missing an exposure. If and this goes for really the insureds, tell us about your business. We want to know about it. Don't leave anything out because you think that it's going to cause us to say no. Because the last thing you want is for that exposure not to be covered and to end up in a claim scenario where something's not covered and it wasn't disclosed to us, so we didn't underwrite it correctly.
I would just say to everybody out there that's not doing business with an RPS, you should be doing business with an RPS, because I'm just telling you, you're walking away from business if you're not working with an E&S market, because we were until we found you guys. I can tell you at least 5 to 10 business opportunities that I had that were a little out there where I'm like, it doesn't fit Travelers, doesn't fit Nationwide, doesn't fit the Hartford, doesn't fit what ICA wants. So I'm like, it's not going to fit. So we just don't do business. And I'm of the proponent like you guys. I want to say yes all the time. Can we do this? Yes, I have a guy. I got a guy. So that's the biggest thing I would say. If you're not doing business with RPS, you should reach out. How do we get a hold of you guys?
You're more than welcome to just email me, Tony Hill at rpsins.com. You can also give me a call directly. 303-605-2058 is my office number and direct line. So you can reach me there.
I can come to them, be very transparent about what I'm looking for, and they can tell me if they do it or if somebody else does it. But at least I'm getting an answer. So that's what I love about you guys, that you do give answers.
Yeah, as an E&S broker, it's our job to help you navigate the market. I mean, that's truly our job, is to help you get the best possible policy for your insurance. So let us help you. Reach out with questions. We like to think of ourselves as kind of an extension of our retail partners, teams.
Yes.
So let us be that. Use this as a resource. We love to help, and we love to get good businesses placed. So
yeah, we really appreciate it. So
yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much, Tony and Mike, for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for
It's
having
great
us.
to have you. All right. Yes. Well, until next time, right quote crew.
Until next time.
Man on a mission. I'm a man on a mission. I don't need no permission.